like.
Yeah.
So if you are full French, so just come back to the office. Because professors there, no, because 1 hour and a half for them just without break. Yeah.
Is that all?
So I guess someone is getting to the lectures for sure. So if it is very cold, just let us know. Really? Okay.
Я не спала из-за ресторанного чая. Спасибо вот этой женщине за рекомендацию чая. Мы пошли, Нет, я дошла.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon. Okay, so my name is Ruth, okay, and I'm from Hong Kong. Do you know where Hong Kong is? Yes, okay, so very down south of China, okay, and we have a very different education system from the Russians, and I'm here to give a lecture on something that I was told Russians have never heard of, okay, and we in Hong Kong have a very different education system because we were a British colony. And now that after 1997, we were handed back to China. Okay, so we now belong to China. But the education system is still primarily British. Okay, so we haven't changed our education system at all. Okay, so first of all, may I know, are you guys master degree of foreign languages?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so what languages do you learn? German? Any?
English.
English, good, and? Chinese, oh, 你好. I was just talking to three Chinese, three Russian girls who were in China for 2 years to do Chinese, and they speak very good Chinese, and I was very, very impressed. Okay, so how's your Chinese doing?
So it's okay.
It's okay? Okay. 还可以吗? Okay, so what else? So Chinese, English, German, anything else?
French.
Huh?
French.
Oh, French, okay, all right, great. Anything else?
Finnish.
Huh?
Finnish.
Oh, Finnish. Oh, that's something very different from the normal languages people usually learn. And in Hong Kong, we basically use Cantonese as the first language, and that is actually a dialect in Chinese. And then we also learn Putonghua, that is the national language of Chinese. And then we also learn English, and English is basically our second language. So apart from Chinese, in any formal meetings or in government or school, we use English, okay? And we don't have any foreign languages, okay? So if you do want to learn foreign languages, you will have to pay on your own and, do some private studies. But the most common foreign languages people in Hong Kong learn are Japanese, Koreans, French, Spanish, not German. French, yes, because it's relatively easy to learn French from English. Okay, definitely not Finnish. and not many people in Hong Kong will learn Russian either. Okay, so I was just talking to some of the colleagues in Minin University. We were just talking about the great coming powers of the world. It will be China, it is, okay, it is. Russian is going to be a very important language in the coming years. So if you are interested in Chinese, and I think it will be a good choice to choose to earn or to learn a third language. Okay, all right. So my topic today is positive education. Okay, have you heard about this at all? No. Yeah, when I gave out this topic, I was told by the Russian professors here, saying that he tried to search the definition of positive education in Russia, and there was nothing shown in the internet. Okay, so I believe it is something new for all of you, and it is something new for Russia as well. And that was my intention, to showing you what positive education is. Okay, so what is positive education? And what about negative education? Is there such a thing called negative education?
I don't think so.
Exactly, thank you very much. Why don't you think that there was no negative education?
Well, I think that positive education is not about our emotions caused by this or that way of education, the methods or something like that, but about the direction and negative education. So our emotions can be negative,
Yeah.
our impression can be negative, but not education.
Okay. Thank you very much. What is the meaning of education first? We should ask ourselves. What is the meaning of education?
It's the process of gaining knowledge.
Oh yeah, gaining knowledge. Okay, but what about, okay, let's think about these two questions on a parallel manner. The meaning of education, okay, and negative education, all right? So the purpose of learning education or having education is to earn knowledge, correct? Okay. But what about the knowledge I learn at school is negative to my emotional development? Did you have any bad teachers before? It was like, yeah. Remember your bad teachers? What did they do to you? Okay, it's a secret. Tell me. Okay, tell me. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'll be in Hong Kong in a few days, so your secrets will be with me. Okay? So tell me, what made a bad teacher?
Unnecessary lesson plans.
Okay, no lesson plan. Thank you very much.
No enthusiasm.
No enthusiasm. Very good. Any more?
And sometimes humiliation of students.
That is very important. Humiliation. Insulting students. Oh, you know nothing. Don't you challenge me. Yeah?
No
Alright?
charisma.
I am the right one. I have the answer. You don't know anything. Yeah? I give you a 0 mark. You are rubbish. All that verbal abuse, right? You make you feel very bad. And do you have physical punishment in Russia?
No.
Good for you. When I was in primary school in Hong Kong, I got hit by my teacher. Yeah? I still remember her. Honestly. Do you remember your mom hitting you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was in a good way, right? But when your teacher hit you, it's something different. Isn't it? Because she's not my mom. Alright? She hit me because she was angry. But when my mom hits me, it was for my own good. So it's completely different. So when I talk about the meaning of education and negative education, so negative education, the relationship with meaning of education becomes the outcome of education. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the meaning of education, if it is heading to a negative direction, then negative education becomes the outcome of the student. Alright? So the fundamental principle of positive education is that we need to teach students to be happy. Okay? Alright? Are you happy? Okay, please tell me yes.
Why do you think that negative education is not as fast as education?
Yes, I love that question. Sometimes negative psychology can be a good education in a way, but then in turn, okay, students in their psychological process, they need to be able to reverse this negative education into something positive for their own good. So it all depends on personality, depends on your own surrounding environment, whether it is positive, to help you to transform those negative feelings into positive energy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, negative education can be a way, or can be, well, I would say, a very special or deviation of education that makes or that probably can enable students to become positive. Because when sometimes, when you have some kind of failures, like you don't get a pass from your foreign languages examination, you feel depressed. Why am I not getting a good grade? Why am I not being appreciated by my teachers? You ask yourself that. You felt depressed. So that's negative education. But then, after a while, you try to settle in with that idea that you were not successful. You try to settle in with that horrible teachers in the past. Maybe it wasn't that bad. Yeah? Alright? He insulted me, or he didn't plan his lesson, made me know what a good teacher is. Right? Okay? So, let's think about this. How happy are we? Are you happy?
Yes.
I'm sure if you're in this room, I'm sure you're happy. You're doing your master degree and you did well so that you can get into the program, right? Okay. But then in general, how about, do you think in general the Russians are happy? Not sure. Do you think your parents are happy? Your grandparents are happy? Do you think the politicians are happy? Do you think Putin is happy? I'm sure he is. Yeah? Russians are not that happy. Let me show you some statistics. And I can tell you, I'm from Hong Kong, how happy we are. I'm not selling, okay? The most happiest place is in Finland. Thank you very much and congratulations. You're heading to the happiest land. All right, by learning the language. And second is Denmark. And third is Norway. What are the three countries? What are they in common?
The richest country.
They're Scandinavian countries.
That's very good. They are all Scandinavians. They're all Scandinavians. And Russia ranked 68. And Hong Kong were 76. Way back, or way worse, way sad than these. Yeah? Now, which country is the least happy?
In Africa, yes, some countries.
Oh, you were so happy. Why don't you come and teach? Very good. The least happiest country is in Africa, with all political rebellious and movements, and people cannot really live well. All right. But then think about us. Russia, 68, 76, Hong Kong. We are civilized people, but we are not happy. All right.
That's the point.
Which means that civilization does not always bring in happiness.
Exactly. Money issue, crime, psychological problems, yeah. All right, have a look at a little bit more. If you are, if you want to know more, go to this. I'll send this PowerPoint to your teacher, and they will forward back to you. So you don't need to take pictures or jot a lot of notes. You don't really have to do that. So look at the teenager suicidal rate in 2016. Okay. That is out of 100,000. In Guyana, in South America, 30 kids killed themselves out of 100,000. And Lesotho in Africa, 28.9. In Russia, 26.5. It's very high. It's very high. You guys are not, not as sad as we from Hong Kong, but your suicidal rate is actually quite high. We're talking about teenager, okay? 13 to 19.
Yeah, the most vulnerable age, I guess.
Exactly. It's the most vulnerable age, and it is the most influential age for an adult. Yeah? Remember all your things, all the happiness or the sadness that you had in your teenage life. You guys are over 20, right? So you guys are not teenagers anymore. Alright? So no longer young, eh? Can you tell me the reasons? Why teenagers? Why primary? Well, not primary, because you guys, what age is it for secondary in here? 12 years old? Starting secondary?
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 to 7 years of education, secondary, right? So yeah, exactly. So talking about secondary school killing themselves, 26.5 out of 100,000 is a very high rate. And you are talking about comparing with people in Africa. All right. So it is a very alarming figure that we need to think about it. All right. So can you list me the reasons why, or what are the possible reasons why teenagers in Russia will kill themselves?
Well, they are under pressure.
Okay, pressure. What kind of pressure?
Pressure that comes from their parents,
From
because they want
parents?
them to be the best, to be better than, for example, your mother's friend's son, your daughter. Yeah.
You guys have that too here?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the problem.
All right, so parental expectations is number one. Okay, what else? What else? Yeah. All right. Pressure from school. So,
Some kind of standardized exams.
how many exams you have in a year?
Well, they are not kind of exams. They're like final tests, I would say.
Ah.
But here are like 2 or now 3 state exams you have to pass before entering the university.
Right. 3
Or
exams.
course.
Right. Anything else? Okay. So, exam pressure, parental expectations. What else?
They feel neglected.
Oh, who neglect them? There, aren't there
Their
friends?
of parents, also school. So it's closely communicated to what have been already mentioned. But usually they feel misunderstood. So I'm so special.
Yeah.
No one understands me. That's why I'm going to kill myself.
Right.
That's the way how they think.
Yeah.
That's stupid, but this is how it is, unfortunately.
And we know that teenage is an age when adolescents felt most pressurized. Identity, who am I? What am I good at? What am I not too good at? Do I have a nice figure? Am I too fat? Or, am I loved by my friends? And are my friends better than me? How do they look at me? What is my identity? So in this age, it's very, very vulnerable. Yeah? What am I good at? How do my friends look at me? Yeah? Am I pretty enough? Yeah? Do I, even I have got pimples on my face, I feel like I don't want to go out. Yeah? Do I know how to do makeup? Do I wear, what I should be wearing, you know, like my fashion sense, am I good enough, you know, so a lot of comparisons, yeah. Academic pressure, exactly what you guys said. Lack of family affection and single parent family, is it common in Russia? Single family?
Yes.
Very common.
It is very
In America, is 1 out of 4 single parents family, and the divorce rate is going up. Okay, because when we talk about single parents family, we talk about, you know, a family with a child, yeah. But then the divorce rate is talking about only 2 people separating, so the divorce rate is half. It's 50%, and the single family rate of all families in America is 1 of 4. It's very high, yeah, and it is happening in Russia as well. And they have no one to talk about their emotion, no one understands me, and relational problem as well, you know, like peer pressure, I don't want to play with you, I don't want to talk to you, I've got an issue with you because you talk to her too much and you're not my friends anymore. Yeah? That rings your bell, eh? Okay, I think it happens to everybody. And an economical crisis, and a bleak future for employment. Yeah, that you feel hopeless. Okay, what am I going to do, you know, when I finish school? Okay, if I'm not doing well at school, what am I going to do? I was talking to 3 girls of the undergraduate, and they're finishing their degree next year. I asked them, so what's your plan? What is your plan? Do you know what I got from their answers?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I said, why? Why don't you know? And they have a double major, okay? So they were majoring in English and Chinese. So what do you say? What is your future?
We
Right?
don't know.
Sorry?
We don't know.
Yeah. Well, you guys don't know either. So that's the thing. Because you don't know. Because the amount of uncertainties human beings have make them not happy. If you know where you're heading to, you know, okay? Like, okay, after my graduation, what do I do? What do I want to do? Yeah? So when you say, I don't know, it's because you didn't think, or because you didn't plan. Or there are too many things you cannot control that make you say, I don't know. Yeah? So it's about life planning, isn't it? Yeah? Okay, in 2 years, okay, I'm studying Finnish, I want to go to Finland. Okay? I have been already researching, you know, the life in Finland. I want to go to France, and how's life in France? How can I get a work visa there? And how will I be able to stay in France if I want to go to France to work? Can I teach Russian there? Can I teach translation there? Alright? So all that kind of thinking that people here lack of is the reason for some of the students that they don't feel happy. Alright? So it's about how much you want to plan for yourself and how determined you are that you want to achieve your goal. Alright? So let's ask yourself, do you have a goal in life? Do you have a goal in life?
Yes.
You do? Do you mind sharing? Just, you know, a little bit. You might have a lot.
Family.
Sorry?
Family.
Family. Okay. What do you mean by family? There are lots of things about family. What is your goal, family? Your present family or your future?
Future family.
Huh?
Kids, moms-in-law, and
Oh.
stuff like that.
All right. Family. Anything else?
Career development.
Career development. Anything else?
Be happy.
Be happy. Very good. Very good. So positive education is about life education. It's about how we teachers, or if you are going to be a teacher, or how your teachers can help you to learn how to be happy. Learn to be happy? What do you mean? Can happy or can being happy be learned? Do you think? Yes. Did your teacher ever teach you how to learn to be happy? You see, exactly. And that's why positive education is very important in one's life, especially during secondary education, because that's the most vulnerable age that teenagers start to think, query, a lot of uncertainties from childhood to adolescence, and then from adolescence to adulthood. Yeah? And then not to mention, because of the health, mental state and depression, anxiety. And you know what? I don't know if anyone studied psychology before. Actually, the starting age for a person to have depression is from adolescence, which cannot be spotted by a lot of people. When they're not happy, like some of you said, when adolescents, teenagers are not happy, they wish someone could understand them, but they could not verbalize what happened to them, or they don't want to say it. I don't want people to know my problem. I wish people can understand me, but there were not anyone who could understand me well. And that develops into depression and anxiety. Right? Self-esteem, self-value. How do you see yourself? What do you think? Here's a hypothetical question. Do you think students of adolescence, they think that they are very useful, or they always see themselves not very useful? They don't feel great about themselves. Is that right? Do you feel great about yourself?
Sometimes, I guess.
Sometimes, yeah. Okay? Do you feel great about your achievement? Do you feel great about your family? Do you feel great about who you are today? Do you feel great about your hairstyle? Do you feel great about your skin complexion? Do you feel great about what you wear today? I wasn't very happy with my hair today, honestly. Yeah? I looked at it, God, what happened? I think it's because of the water here. It's hot water. They make my hair like, I don't know how to control it. Yeah? Alright? And probably because of the hair dryer at the hotel as well is not working very well. So I wasn't very happy with how I looked today. I hope I look better tomorrow. Alright? So your self-value, your self-esteem, yeah? Most of the time, are we happy? Most of the time, or are we not happy? Yeah? By percentage, I dare you. You are not as happy as you should most of the time. I'm talking about you are not happy. I'm just saying that you are not happy as you should. Okay? That's very important. But we should be happy, but we're not being able to enjoy the happiness. Okay? That's the problem. It's very psychological. It's all psychological. It's not about, how's your vacation, how's your quiz, how's your exam, or how much you earn, or whether you have a handsome husband, a pretty wife, or, how people respect you. It's not that. These are all tangible, quantifiable results. But are these going to make you happy? All right? Okay, now let's have a look further. So what is what is positive education? What can we do in education to make our students happy? So positive education has two main domains. One is skills for achievement. So it's more practical, all right, how you can achieve better in school through skills, okay? And then skills of well-being, that's psychological. How can I learn to be happy? Okay. Being happy can be learned, like I said. That's the whole idea of positive education. So positive education is defined as education for both traditional skills and for happiness. The high prevalence worldwide of depression among young people, the small rise in life satisfaction, and the synergy between learning and positive emotion all argues that skills for happiness should be taught in school. Teenagers don't know how to be happy because all they could see themselves are their shortcomings. They could only see themselves short rather than that they are content with who they are. Yeah? So positive education is about the skill for happiness. Okay? Alright? And that should be encouraged in school. Okay, two things now. Two contrastive questions for you to think about. Why is teaching students skill for happiness important? That's one side. Okay, why happiness is important? Why teaching students to be happy is important? And then the second question is, what is the downside of happiness? Is there something wrong with being happy? There must be, I'm telling you. Okay? I would like you to discuss with your friend. You know, why is it important to be happy or to learn to be happy in school? And then the second question is, what's wrong with being happy? Okay, what is the not so good factors for being happy? Okay? I'll give you 5 minutes to talk to your friends, come up with some reasons. Okay?
downside of
in order to reach the top of their career ladder or to become
maybe we start from here.
Okay?
Why do you think positive education is important?
As we have already discussed, some useful skills such as decision making, troubleshooting can be taught, and so these skills may be helpful in the future. So some students may simply gain the satisfaction in the future.
Okay, so in the future they need to make important decision, right? Okay.
Special skills, necessary skills for them to be more successful at their work, family, and so on.
Okay, all right. How about you girls? Okay, we go that way, okay? All right, okay. How about you guys?
I'm not sure about the question.
Uh-huh.
Maybe, let's say already said that sometimes you wasn't taught to be happy, you can get depression.
This is a very good point. Yeah, right? If you're not happy, you may fall into psychological state of mind which may not give you the appropriate amount of energy and synergy for work and for school, right? Okay.
Adolescents can form a positive image of themselves, which might help them overcome the difficulties, right? And not to perceive them as something bad, but as something, as scaffolding, right? Something to help them to do better.
Yeah. Okay, so learn to
A
see
tool.
themselves better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's drying now. Even worse, this one. I hope you can read. So is positive education helps students to develop or establish self-perception about who we are, okay? How I should look at myself and how I should value myself, all right? What else? Anything else for this group?
Yes, it's important to gain the motivation to their actions. Because if students think that teacher appreciates his effort, he wants to do something better and better, so he understands how to achieve his goals, and this skill he will take in the future.
Excellent. Forget about this one. Yeah. Wonderful.
So I think that if you are happy, you are full of energy, you are enthusiastic, and everything you do better. You could when you wasn't. But at the same time, it's closely connected to the problem of self-perception. You perceive the world through rose-colored glasses, so you can't perceive what is happening around you objectively.
You will have the synergy in life to pursue what you would like to pursue, and then you'll be able to see the world from different lenses. Is that right? All right. Thank you very much. Yes.
If you're happy, you want to live.
Sorry.
You want to live longer.
We were just talking about life, you know. I was told in Russia, the life expectancy is 62. but your retirement age for women is 64. And for men is 67. So you basically have to work all your life, if not dead. Yeah? And in Hong Kong,
It's quite stimulating, I guess.
well, I think the government is, is being caring so that you're taken care of by yourself, right? But then, in Hong Kong, our expectancy ranked second in the world, longest. Yeah? For women, is 86 years old. Yeah, just a few months after Japan. And then for men, the expectancy is 84. But our work retirement age is 60. So how am I going to support myself for the rest of the 20-something years if I live too long? So life expectancy somehow become an ideological question that we have for ourselves. Do I want to live long? Yeah, if I'm healthy, number one. Two, if I have the money. Yeah? And living in Hong Kong is very expensive. Okay? For you, a lunch, maybe 200 rubles? 200? Is that okay? Too expensive?
No, it is okay.
Yeah, it's okay, yeah?
200 or 300.
Okay, but in Hong Kong, 200 rubles can buy me a drink. Yeah. Yeah. A bottle of water, that one, yeah. I looked at spa is 15, okay, 15 ruble. But in Hong Kong, is $2 American. So how am I going to support myself for that 20-something years, So positive education is that you want to live longer. But life expectancy, whether that particular ethnic group wants to live longer and whether that particular group doesn't really want to live that long, it becomes a psychological and ideological question that we are debating. Yeah? All right? Okay, anything else? At the back? Okay, very good. So, attitude.
Financial success, why not?
Exactly, why not? Exactly, I like that. You understand these important factors, yeah? How about, okay, you only look at that from a personal level, okay? Drying up too. I write two parts maybe. How about we look at it from a broader perspective? Over personal level, what is it?
Mass level. Some global level. State level.
That's too far. That's a bit too far. Sorry, the society. Okay. How about family? Okay. If you learn how to be happy, will that benefit your family? Your parents? Yeah? Because you learn how to be happy. If you have problems, you don't close yourself up. You open it up to your parents, talk to them.
Yes, the happiness learning about happiness you mean that's a tool. And people just make people believe, China all the in a communistic country. We have social to the people, so the government take care of your people, your children, and so on. When we used to live in this country in Krakow, and you did mention the level of Chinese, the level of their suicide rate in China. So we can figure out it. So this is a tool for people to be equal.
Excellent. Yeah.
Reduction of divorce rate.
So you see, from the personal level, we can extend that consequence or that outcomes to family, to the social level, okay, and that also social level. All right, if the society, the social level is positive, anything can happen, isn't it? If you think about, I'm happy, that means the whole society, if everyone is also, they have the skill and the tool to learn how to be happy, then my family will be of the same, okay? And then the society in general, the cultural level will also be positive. Who do you think are very happy in, around the world? When you see those people, you think that they are very happy.
People who have everything they want.
Sorry?
People who have everything they want. I don't mean money. I don't.
You think? You think people who have everything will be happy? Do you think Donald Trump is happy?
I don't mean material things and money. Just their personal desires.
Content, isn't it? There are some nationalities in the world they are particularly happy.
Latin Americans.
Latin American. We were just talking about the Latin American in South America. They kill themselves. Yeah? May not be, okay? Because of political reason.
Cuba, we are constantly dancing, singing.
Cubans, okay, they look very happy. I'm telling you what, the Cubans are not that happy because of political reason. Yeah? Do you know the Cuban crisis during the Falkland Wars? Yeah, all right. They were, they were a closed country, okay, because there were sanctions over Cuba, just like Soviet Union. Yeah, they were
Like Russia.
yeah, exactly. So may not be that, okay. Do you know the Filipinos? The Filipinos are very happy, despite the earthquakes, despite the typhoons, okay, despite a lot of family issues, but they were very happy. Yeah, they smile a lot. Yeah, yeah.
I suppose it's a sign of politeness, isn't it?
Not really. They are really happy. They dance, they sing, they're genuinely happy. Even there were issues in the family because Hong Kong people are very close to the Filipinos because the Filipinos, they work as those domestic helpers in our family. Like my son is actually being taken care of by a Filipino domestic helper. And you can see that they sing a lot. Even they work overseas, they don't see their family very often, but they are very happy together. Yeah. And then the Fiji people in New Zealand, off New Zealand, Fiji. Yeah. And then the Mediterranean people, the Jamaicans, very happy. All right. Do they have the best economy? No. Do they have the best political system? Do they have the best education? No. Are they rich? No. But they are rich in heart because they are very content with who they are.
They had warm climate, and for example, Philippines. I know that there are a lot of resorts,
Yeah.
and people think that it is paradise. It is a paradise. They live in paradise.
But the ordinary people, they don't live in a resort. They live in wooden houses, which are very primitive. Okay, if you go to Philippines or the rural area of Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, those so-called resort area, the resort places, people, they actually live on land. They live on the dusty ground.
Yeah.
The houses are very primitive.
Close to nature. Close to nature. I think it is a key point.
Exactly. Well, yes, the nature, they looked at the nature very, very importantly. Their happiness is from the nature, from the sky, from, even they have typhoons and they rain a lot, and they live by the weather. All right, so they are basically integrated with the environment. But okay, talking about integrated, I think, when we are not happy, it was because we were not able to have the integration with our own surroundings. Because we were so uptight with what we are missing. The focus was on the missing, but not what we have. All right? So that's why positive education focuses on teaching our students, focus on what we have, not what we don't have. All right? If we don't have certain things, we teach students how to plan their life to achieve that. Yeah? All right? I wish I could be a German, because Germans are taller and they have beautiful eyes, green eyes, and I wish I could look Western like you. I'm not Asian, but I can't, right? Because I was born as an Asian. Yeah, I wish I could be as pretty as you. Yeah, but I couldn't. But when I looked at myself, I'm happy with who I am. Yeah, I'm happy with that I'm able to speak Chinese. I'm happy that I'm able to learn English in Hong Kong. And I'm happy that I finished my doctorate degree. And I'm happy that I have a son of 11 years old. Yeah. I'm 46, come on. Yeah? You guys can be my daughter, by the way. The Russian standard. Yeah? I'm happy with what I have, but when I know that in life there is something that I need to achieve, then positive education is about how I can get myself from this point to another point within an achievable range. Because students, they're not happy because they looked at everything that they don't have. All right? Instead of what I have. And then when they look at things that they don't have, the plan is not practical enough for them to achieve that. So like I said, if you want to go to Germany, first of all, do some research on how a Russian can go to Germany and work. All right, how can I make myself marketable and important for the German society to help me move there? I want to leave Russia. How can I leave Russia? Okay, you need to work elsewhere as an expert. I think you guys have very, very good opportunity to work overseas because you guys are doing foreign languages, right? And by all means, you can go to that particular country of the language that you are learning to teach Russian, right? Isn't it? That will be wonderful. Yeah? I was just talking to those students who were learning Chinese in China for 2 years, and I was very impressed by the level of Chinese. Very, very good. And I said to them, you might not be able to teach Chinese in China, but I'm definitely positively sure that you can teach Russian with your Chinese language. Yeah? Because you learn Finnish, you learn German, you learn French, you learn English, then it will be a great opportunity for you to go overseas to teach Russian. So, but I'm not a Russian teacher. How can I teach Russian with a German degree? Then that is the step that we have to think about. How can I make myself qualified to teach Russian in a foreign country? So that is about life education, life planning, isn't it? If we know where we are heading to, we'll be a lot happier. Because I have a goal in life. And that also makes education meaningful, isn't it? Because when you learn, when you choose your elective, you know what to choose. That make your dream come true, right? So I think it's time for you to think about what you should do after you graduate from this master's degree. It's time to think about it. Is it 1 year or 2 years? 2 years. And your first year or second year? Okay, good for you. You still have a year to think about it. Yeah? What am I going to do with my master's degree in foreign languages? Yeah? It's a big assignment for you to think about. Yeah? I have my email address on our PowerPoint, first page, and that will be your assignment for you to read after that. Yeah, I would like you to send me a line about what you want to do after graduation. I want to get married. Okay. Why not? Right? I want to spend more time with my family. That's good. Okay. I want to start searching what I would like to do. Okay. In other countries. How can I make myself useful? Alright? Isn't it? It's not compulsory, of course, but if you would like to talk to me about your dream, someone who won't grade you, someone who won't give you a grade saying that you're a failure or, by all means. Yeah? I'm from a very little city, okay? But I managed to travel a lot. But I managed to achieve my goals with my very limited resources. Yeah, I go to England. I went to England to do my first master degree for free. How? Scholarship. Scholarship. And how could I get scholarship? Study hard. You get your GPA high, you get free scholarship. You go to, England, America, anywhere you want to, free. Right? That's how I plan my life. And that's positive education. I don't think my family could afford me going to England to study for a master's degree. And that will be about 20,000 American dollars in total. Right? Okay? So it's about planning, isn't it? Okay? So we talked about personal level, okay? That we are happy, we can understand how we work, and all these are personal level. And if we are happy, we learn how to be happy, we can help or we can make our family, current family, and future family happy as well. And they will have a very positive attitude about problems, about how to go ahead with their upcoming years. Yeah? And then further up from personal to family level, that to social level. Okay, that our society, because society is composed of individuals. If everyone is in general happy, then the social environment should be very positive too, right? Okay. From my impression, okay, it's my second time to Russia, okay? And from my impression, the Russians are very serious. Is that right? Do you think you guys are very serious? I think for younger generations are better, yeah? But the older generation of the Russians, I look at them, Yeah? But you know what? I was stuck at the immigration this time when I got through Moscow. Yeah? For some reason, they don't know, they need to check my passport. They need to verify my passport. So I waited at the immigration for 1 hour. And they couldn't tell me what my problem was, what my passport problem was. And they all looked like this. I said, may I know what the problem of my passport was? And they went in Russian, which I couldn't understand. And then I said, how long do I need to stay? No smile at all. All right? I just thought, would that be okay just to give me a little smile to comfort me a little bit? You can still speak Russian. You can still say, right? Instead of 1 whole hour. Yeah? So I just thought that, that was my impression of the older generation of the Russians. But I think that, at Minin University or, the students that I met, you guys could smile, right? Isn't it? And I remember before the first time I came to Russia, my colleagues who knows Russia very well, and he said to me, the Russians don't smile. But don't worry, it doesn't mean that they are not happy. They are just like that. Okay? They are just like that.
So we are happy in disguise, right?
I think so. I said that, probably because the weather was too cold. And people just, want to get out of the cold and get inside the indoor area as soon as possible. That's why they couldn't smile. Or maybe the phrase were frozen. Is that right?
We don't want to hold our teeth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's actually culture, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah.
When you smile, for example, in public transport,
Yeah.
you think that you are crazy. Because
Really?
it's overcrowded, yeah, and you can't be happy because it's physically difficult.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it depends.
So you can't easily smile in front of
people
strangers.
can smile.
Oh.
It depends on the person, right?
Sorry?
Depends on the person.
It depends on the person.
On the area, on the city, on everything.
So not to smile is the proper manner. Is that right? Okay. I can't hold my smile, Yeah. And I found Russian like doing this. Yeah? No, for the men more. Okay? Stereotyping, am I? No, not really. Because I did psychology. Okay? I did education psychology. When you cross your arms, it means that you are being protected. Okay? You are protecting yourself from known by people. Alright? When you do this, you are thinking. Okay? When you do this, it means you're very confident. Okay? So I think that Russians, they like crossing their arms because they try to protect themselves from being known by other people. They want to hold things within themselves. They don't really want people to know their secrets or inner self. They don't want to show their emotions very easily. Yeah?
I think that we just don't feel the harmony in our bodies.
Yes.
So I prefer holding something in my hands when I am, for example, presenting a speech or explaining something to my students. It makes it easier for me.
Yes. Otherwise, you'll be doing this.
Yeah.
So it becomes a habit, right? When you have something to hold on to, then you won't do this, isn't it? But I tell you what, teacher's image. You see that, when I talk, I have a lot of hand gestures. I have a lot of facial expressions. Yeah, that was because when you talk with your facial expression, with your hand gestures, your brain is actually functioning to help you express or find the correct words to say it out. Alright? So it's an expression. And why do Russians do this?
Because it's warmer.
That too. That too. Yeah? Is you are intuitively thinking what you want to say. And that is also expressing that you don't want to talk too much. I found that, because when I was having a meeting with your director, okay, we have a Russian translator, translate Russian into English. And we were speaking English, and the president was speaking Russian, of course. And the language that we spoke has more wordings than the Russian. The Russians are very precise. And the president said, full stop. And then the translator takes like half a minute to translate that 5 seconds of Russian. Yeah? Yeah, that's very interesting. I couldn't understand Russian, but the amount of time that he spoke was very short, but then the language that we hear from the interpreter, and also when we speak English, we tend to be a lot more expressive. So I guess this is also the linguistic system that we are different from each other. And Russian language is more precise and condensed, right? And I'm sure, the Russian language system itself has no present perfect. Present perfect for you guys in Russian is in the past, right? But present perfect in English is actually now. Isn't it? Yeah. I've just touched the table. That's present perfect. But in Russian, there's no such a thing. It's in the past, right? So it's the language differences that reflects the cultural level as well. So language itself reflects happiness as well. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah? Language itself, reflects happiness. Does anyone speak German here? Do you think German is a happy language?
Why not?
Why not? I tell you what, the Japanese language is very happy. Everything they say, they will say please. And they will never say no.
Because there is no word for no.
No, they're just being polite, Because when the Japanese people, they want to say no, do you know what they will say in English? Okay? Well, of course, it's Japanese. They will say, I will try my best. Can I see you tomorrow at 10, for example? Can I see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock? And they will say, I'll try my best. So to you, it's a yes or it's a no. It's a yes, right? It's global language. I'll try my best. I will try my best to be there at 10 o'clock. But I'll try my best in Japanese means I can't make it. Sorry, I can't make it. So is it very positive? Yeah, I'll try my best instead of saying no, I can't make it. But in Cantonese, in Chinese, you just say no. Sorry, no. 对不起，不行. Is that right? Very blunt. Yeah? So, being positive, okay, or being know how to be positive can be reflected not only within ourselves, influencing our family, can also be reflected through language and cultural level. And if our culture, psychological, social, state level is happy, what do you think about the rest? Politics, economy, history, what will you say? It's going to be changed, isn't it? Our thinking, our mindset, our values, everything. Yeah? It's going to change. So that's why teaching our students how to learn to be happy is that fundamental. Yeah? You can't teach primary school to be happy. because they're always happy, right? They don't know the reality yet. And that's why positive education has to start in secondary school. Since puberty, yeah? Since we start to wonder who we are and how tall will I be. You know, I wish I'm 5'10", but I'm not. I'm just 5'3". Yeah. I wish I get big eyes. I can't. Sorry, because my parents have small eyes. Yeah. I wish I could have a very nice figure, like those French and Americans, or even even Russians. Some Russians have very nice figures. Yeah. But I will never be. I learn to be happy. I learn to be happy with who we are, what I have. Yeah? And that is important for our secondary students. Okay? Because that will influence how they plan for their education, for university. Isn't it? Why did you learn foreign languages? Oh, I don't know. I just got in the program. Is that right? Well, I just got, I met the requirements, so I got in. Is that right? I wanted to be a doctor, but I couldn't because I didn't get a grade. Is that right?
I often come across students who seem to be here just by chance.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have no choice.
Yeah.
They were motivated, explained by their parents. It was the only decision for them, the only choice. That's why they're here.
I always said to my students, if your parents want you to be a doctor, ask them to be a doctor first. Show me how you can do it, and I'll do it. Alright? Isn't it? I want you to do business for our family. Okay, you do it. Okay, I'm not. I'm on my own. Right? I live my own life. I have my own personal goal. And I will try to comply. Maybe one day I will be a doctor, but not now. Not. Life is so long, and I can always be a doctor because schools always welcome us back. Alright?
Yeah. There are a lot of parents who want to realize their dreams and desires through their kids.
Yeah.
That's unfair because why they have an opportunity to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Children.
That's also one very important element in positive education. Yeah? Also, positive education is important in secondary school because that was the time that they would start planning for their life. Yeah? Without, I'm not talking about you, okay? They need to know what they want to be in the future. Do you remember when you were young what you wanted to be?
I wanted to be a pirate.
Yeah!
Why not?
Yeah! I want to be a street hawker, do you know that? I want to work at McDonald's. I want to work at McDonald's, I'll tell you why, because so that I can get some cheap burgers for my mom. That was my first #1 wanted job when I was 3 years old. Yeah? And then later, I wanted to be a policewoman. Because I thought there were more bad people than good people in the world. So there are always lack of policemen. Very, I was doing all these calculations. Yeah? And then when I started school, I wanted to be a teacher. Because teacher can control who failed, who passed. And I can do all the ticks. But I don't like doing the ticks. I like doing the crosses. Yeah? I like that sense of control. That was children's head. That is the children's head in mind. Right? But then once I got in education, I started teaching in 1999. Okay? You were like 2 or 3 years old, yeah? Okay? I know. Once I got into education, this is where I belong. Yeah? Education is the best career for one can be in. because I'm helping students. Yeah? I'm building the character. I'm building positiveness in their life. And I'm using myself to influence my students. Yeah? And it's a construction career because I'm constructing life. But then if you talk about policemen, that's a sad career, right? You keep looking at those bad guys and doing all that kind of thing. And in immigration, that's not very happy, right? So when we talk about positive education in secondary school, we teach our students how to choose their career that is suitable for their personality. I don't believe all Russians are that serious. I don't believe that. You guys are just very happy in disguise. Actually, when you do this, your heart is smiling. I know. Yeah? You're pretending, or you are just holding your facial expression. But in fact, your tummy is smiling.
We are going to be reserved.
Yeah?
What's the problem?
You see, that's the cultural issue. Because you are not used to smile in the public. But then, like, for example, in America, in France, and in Finland, even in the Scandinavian countries, they see people, they say good morning. They say good morning, how are you? Yeah? Nice weather today. That's what we say. Yeah? But not in Hong Kong. Not in Hong Kong. You can live in an area without knowing your neighbor. The first day you move in and the last day you move out, without knowing them. That sad. You know, Hong Kong people can be very cool as well. Sometimes cooler than Russians. Yeah. So that is okay. You understand the scope of positive education. It's not just about ourselves. It's about life. It's about the culture. It's about the country. It's about world views. So it is very significant. And there is not a lot that we have to do for the students. We just need to basically turn on their button to learn how to be happy. May I ask, are you happier than the minute you step in the classroom already? You see, I'm successful already. You see? Okay, the downside of happiness. So when we talk about like happiness, also it must be a good thing. But I'm telling you, being happy can also be dangerous. Anyone?
When you are happy with everything in your life,
Mm-hmm.
it means that you do not progress.
Oh,
Because
because you have everything already.
to strive for.
Yeah, it's relative, isn't it? Okay, all right. Any more?
From my point of view, you should be sure that your happiness doesn't hurt anyone.
Thank you very much. I think that is a very good point. Yeah?
You cannot learn empathy if you are happy every day, every single moment. You don't know what it is to be unhappy.
Because emotions, okay, psychology, emotions are not just one element. It's a composition of many emotions that put together. Yeah? And happiness itself is a very generic term and it's arbitrary. Okay? My happiness is not your happiness. My happiness can cost you being unhappy. Right? Because I want to eat curry, but you don't want to. I want to eat porridge, but you want to, but I drag you with me. My happiness is not your happiness, isn't it? Alright?
Because unhappy people like hate happy people because they can't understand why they are happy.
That's the point, that we have to teach those unhappy people to learn to be happy. There are people, it's personality issue, because there are people who were born to be very pessimistic. Okay? There were people who were born to be super positive. Okay? Everything is gonna be fine. You know, you'll be fine. Don't worry. You know, like all those Americans say. Yeah? But it's not fine. All right? My mom passed away. My dad passed away. It's not going to be fine. And I'm only 11. It's not going to be fine. Let's be realistic, isn't it? So happiness is not an empty word. Happiness has to be practical and pragmatic. Yeah? Alright? Happiness is not just about our self-emotions and self-satisfaction. Alright? So happiness is only an arbitrary term. Okay? It's very general. It's generic. But when we apply happiness to certain domains, it becomes something very practical and is context sensitive. Alright? Are we in general very happy in this room? I would say so. Okay? Because I smile more than your professors. Is that right? I don't know whether you think I'm mentally insane or what, and I always smile, you know. Are your professors all very serious? Some of them, yeah? Yeah? I can't, you know. I can't be serious in my lectures. I cannot. I was just born like that. Yeah? Huh?
That's great.
Yeah, but I think that is a very fundamental quality of being a teacher. Yeah? Because you're going to influence your students, right? Especially young ones. When they look at you with a long face, they're not going to like school, right? Isn't it? Yeah? Okay. So downside of happiness, what I have here is to some students, it's just about life survival. It's not happiness. I just want to survive. You know, why do I need happiness? Right? A lot of people. Yeah? But happiness and survival doesn't happen equal in between. Alright? And we mentioned that when we encourage or focus too much on being happy, it becomes a self-centered concept. That we become that I want myself to be happy. So why do I need to care about you? And forgive me to say this, is that most of the Americans are like that. Yeah? Because the culture itself is very individualistic. They look at self more than the group. Yeah? There are two types of cultures, individualistic culture and collective culture. For the Chinese, collective. Okay, we want everyone to be happy instead of just yourself being happy. When you yourself only are the only one who are happy, then you are being selfish. Yeah? What about the Russian? Individual.
We were collective during the Soviet period.
In Chinese culture, we have.
We were imposed to be collective, I would say.
You are imposed to be collective,
Yeah.
but mentally, you guys are individualistic.
Yeah. Otherwise, there would be so many people who left the country.
And that's why I said being happy is a cultural thing. Yeah? In Chinese culture, we have a concept, big me and small me. Yeah? When you have your own small me or self, then you can't make the big self happy because you are only focusing on yourself. You will complete the group desire rather than achieving your own individual desire. So that's the cultural ideology. And for Russian, imposing the big self, yeah, is all about us, not about me, isn't it? Is that right? The Russian is me or us? Do you think? They? Ah, interesting. Can you say more?
Almost everyone is self-centered because we have to survive all the difficulties we face, and life is getting worse and worse. Maybe it's not like that in the real life, but we are so scared that we even can't see something positive when it's negative, and that's the problem.
Help me figure out this. I hear constantly from this group that you said that we have a lot of difficulties. What are the difficulties? What are the difficulties?
They are basic.
Low salaries,
And they persist.
high prices.
Thank God today people don't know what hunger is. Almost 90%. Still, I don't know, maybe it's a kind of psychological trick. Our brain is eager to create new problems to overcome.
I would say that you guys who were born during the 90s were the first generation who deserve to be happy. Yeah? The past generation, your mom, your dad, especially your grandparents, they suffered a lot. I have to say. Yeah, they did suffer a lot. Since Second World War, I would say. Yeah. Inflation, hunger, sanction, yeah, and you can only live within your own country without being able to go out, and then the country was closed, and like lack of food, rice, and import products as well. So I could imagine why you would say the Russians were less happy than they should be, yeah, because the environment itself is about survival already. But then for your generation, I would say you guys deserve happiness. Look at the supermarket, you have sushi. I was surprised. Sushi?
It's a Russian variant of sushi.
Oh, but yeah, I know. I looked at that sushi. I don't want to eat it. Oh my gosh. They look like rice dumpling, then sushi to me. Yeah. If you do come to Hong Kong, contact me. I'll bring you to authentic, beautiful sushi. Yeah. All right. Seriously, you are all my students now, so do come by, send me emails, WhatsApp me, whatever. Yeah? Alright? So you guys deserve to be happy. I think it's time for this generation to start changing, and then your children will be influenced by your mentality as well. Your parents, I don't blame them because they did suffer. Okay? Your grandparents, I don't blame them either because they did really suffer a lot. Yeah? From Stalin, Gorbachev, Boris Yeltsin, who only knows how to drink. Yeah? And now Putin, I like Putin a lot. Yeah? Very powerful man. He has to say, he knows what to do. And that's what I said. You know? You should go and teach Russian to other countries. It is going to be, Russia is going to be a very powerful country in less than 20 years. Yeah? Not India. Not India. You know, because we were arguing, you know, I was arguing with your professors which countries are going to be, the superpowers. Not the Americans, definitely. Okay, in the upcoming 50 years, I can see that only Americans are declining. And then China is definitely on its rise, definitely. Okay, and you know that. And then it's the Russian and the Middle East. Yeah? Middle East and Russia. So count on me. When you are 80 years old, try to remember what I say today. I will be dead already, okay? Yeah? I don't want to live more than 100 years. Yeah? Think about it. When you're okay, let's not say 80 years old. 60, okay? 2 years before you die. Okay? Expectedly, okay? Alright? Okay, right? Because the government said that you guys are going to die at 62, right? On average, okay? So when you're 60 years old, look at Russia, okay? Look at the power of Russia. I guarantee you, it's going to be a superpower. Yeah? Alright? Okay.
I think 60 years old spoke the same.
Oh yeah? Yeah.
Unfortunately.
No, but Boris Yeltsin is, he was born in the wrong age, I would say. Yeah. But I think that, for positive education in Russia is going to be very important. Yeah? I don't know how many of you will become teachers, okay, of foreign languages. Because you know that language, the meaning of language is to transfer messages, yeah? Alright? Is to communicate. Okay? What is communication? It's within ourselves and also among people, right? Okay? So what you think in your head will transfer through language. Okay? Transmitted through languages. So what you have in your head is the most important elements of your language. What you say is going to influence the people around and your own children and your future students, possibly, right? Okay? So whether you're a positive person will determine how you teach, how you look at your students, how you grade your students. Okay, what is a passing mark in Russia? 50? 60? Passing mark. 60? Do you have a passing mark? 55?
55 marks is enough for a credit.
Okay, alright, 55.
In terms of exams, so from 70 to
Okay, alright, so very accurate, 55.
And also, I'm so sorry, but our time is limited, so we have to finish up.
I think we're finishing at 5?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Okay, let me finish it. Oh! Okay, I thought it was 5:30. They said to me 5:30. But it's okay. Okay, let me finish it. Okay. We just need to be positive, learn how to be positive, and so that we can help people around us to be positive and then extend it to the higher levels. Okay? So let me summarize a little bit more, okay? And how we can do it. Okay, just 2 more minutes. Okay, this is the last slide. Okay? Positive education has 5 levels. Okay? Well-being, that is our own self, and we have already explored it very long time. Meaning and purpose is about what is your life education, what is your life planning, okay? What is the meaning of your life, what is your plan for your life? And then achievement motivation is in short term and medium term, what do you want to achieve? This is what we need to help our students understand, yeah? And for yourself as well. And then for wider prospect is to be responsible, to respect, and very lastly, to learn. Resourcefulness refers to knowledge. Okay? Alright? And then who are the foundations? Okay? Who can help us achieve all the 4 levels up there will be parents, teachers, the school culture, and the curriculum itself. So no matter what you do in the future, you might want to think about how you can help students to be positive. So positive education is not a subject. Okay? It's not a subject. It's an idea. It's your teaching philosophy. Yeah? When you are a teacher or when you are a parent, it's your philosophy. It's not a subject. Okay? Alright? So I think I must let you go. Okay? And I will send you off the PowerPoint and you will have my email on it. Okay?
See you tomorrow.
Oh! Oh, okay. So, if tomorrow, then I will further discuss this with you. Okay? See you tomorrow. Okay?
Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, no,